What is going on? Welcome to the second episode of The Road to 600, where I'm going to take you through my journey to get to a 600-pound deadlift. So this is the first episode in the gym, me actually doing deadlifts. So I'm going to run through what I'm going to go through in today's workouts. Number one, we have conventional deadlift, which I'm a sumo puller, so I freaking hate conventional, but that's what we got to do to get better. And so we got a set of 4 at a 7 RPE, and last week I did 365 pounds for my conventional. So this week, hopefully we're like 375, 385. Having to adapt to the new workouts, to the higher rep schemes, etc. So it's going to be a little bit before we get closer to like my, closer to our 1 rep max, basically. All right, so we have that. I just did dumbbell bench press, and then we got some pull downs, rows, biceps, triceps, and dumbbells, and so that's what we're gonna do. So let me take you through something that we just made a big adjustment with our deadlifts with, and hopefully get some value from this. All right, so what we're gonna focus on, like in my next few deadlift sessions, is what's called pulling the slack out of the bar. So I'm gonna show you, because I usually do sumo, but this, if we have heavier weight, we create a bend in the bar when we do our deadlifts. And so one thing that I did wrong in my competition, or I just didn't do as well as I'd like to, is I would pull a little bit of slack and then pull. But what would happen is I would pull up and then the bar would start to bend. I would kind of get to a sticking point and have to really struggle through that. So what we want to do is we want to get as long as possible in our arms. We want to go up here, get some slack out of the bar, and then we wedge ourselves in. And as you can see, with super lightweight, we go up, we wedge ourselves in, and the bar almost floats off of the ground while we're doing that, so it comes up. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we get so tight and we kind of hinge in here, or almost like a lever. We get underneath it, and then we drive through our quads. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. So let's get into the session, see if we do good with it.
Yeah. See where I took it, they asking me who would've thought. I did, keeping it humble in person, like oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay, I'm lying, straight to the fact, when the beat hitting right, I just say how I'm feeling. No, I can't hide it, feel like I'll take on a giant Goliath. I'm slinging a shot to the eyelid, boom, I ain't never missing. I put in the work, every verse gets written. I am no menace, but they heard my penance. Every word like a purpose to serve that sentence. Wait, every time I hit a beat, I got like infinite flows, different approach, slow, fast. Yeah, I'm ripping and bold, get for the gap, go back. Now I'm taking the blow, giving a gift when I rap like a ribbon and bow. And I'm tying up these loose ends, I wanna know where the roof ends. If sky's the limit, what's true then? Why does the moon have shoe prints? Switch up the beat, I don't know what my style is. They wanted something that sounded like Violet. I said okay, then go listen to Violet. Crying about it, then cueing the violence. Yeah, shout out to Benz, we kept it spinning. They feeling dizzy, I keep on winning, feel like I'm Drizzy. Shout out to Toronto, that's word to the city. I've been switching lanes like I'm Tory. They know that I'm Liddy, I say that I'm sorry, but no, I don't pity the lanes of my story that's going against me. I pave a new way, if I want it, I get it, I'm Diddy. Whoa, yeah, back-to-back flows, back-to-back hits. Had some bad friends, had to ask those. I don't make friends, I just meet and stack the cash so high, caved in. Now my tax guy wants a meeting, had to show me what I owe these government guys. Almost painted, not complaining.
This is deadlift day B. We did this on Saturday, so we weren't able to get together to shoot, so we're able to do a screen recording, just going over some of the things that we're working on, and some things that we talked about earlier on in the video, which is slack pulling. So let me open up the deadlifts that I did on the latter half of the week. This is 415 pounds here. And so what you're gonna see, this is what we're working on. So notice in the beginning how I grip the bar, I come up with my hips and my back, and I'm getting tight with that. And you can actually see the bar bending. So see, it's flat, you come up, it bends, and then I lock myself or wedge myself in position. So that's what we were talking about earlier in the video. You wanna pull up on the bar, allow some bend to happen, and wedge yourself in. So as you can see here, I'm wedging myself in, which makes for it to kind of come off the ground easier, and I can drive through my quads now and get it to fly. So all in all, like looking back on these videos, I'm really happy with just my progress. I mean, we've only been doing this for about 2 weeks, and I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with the slack pulling and the wedging, and I think things are really moving. So that was 415, and then this is my back off set with only 320. One thing we struggle with is how quick it comes off of the floor. It's not a huge deal. If you want to produce maximum force, like it's going to take a little bit of time. It's not just going to pop right up. Like you're going to have to explode through the quads. So what you can see here though is with this lightweight, because of what we're doing now, it's coming up so much faster. So let me show you in real time. Up and flying. So again, I know it's only 320 pounds, just trying to get some work in. We have sets of 8 here, so it's a pretty long set for something like deadlifts. And so body's adapting to it. I'm getting more comfortable with the higher rep schemes, which means that we'll be able to go heavier and push more in terms of the RPE or the rate of perceived exertion. So we'll be able to go, 8s or 9s in the next few weeks. That was the workout. The workout actually went really well. We were able to hit 385 for our deadlifts for our top set of 4, and then we did back off sets with 285 for sets of 8. And we are getting better with pulling the slack out and wedging ourselves in, and so I'm excited to see how that goes when we do our competition deadlift coming up this Saturday. Anyways, what I want to talk to you about in this little segment, whatever you want to call it, is the adjustments that we're going to be making throughout this journey to help us get to that 600-pound deadlift. Because right now, you're probably seeing like 540 to 600 might be a big jump, and it kind of is. However, there are things that we can adjust and manipulate to help us achieve this result. And so let's go through them. The first one, and to me is the most important one, is recovery. Now, I'm not talking about massages or chiropractors, which is all fine and dandy. That's really good, and I'm gonna go do those things as we go through this journey. But more importantly, just sleep. Just adequate amount of recovery from resting. Most people do not recover properly. They go to the gym too often, or they don't get enough sleep. And so we are going to make sure that we are getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single day to help us with this goal. Now, life's going to happen, and that might not always occur like we want it to. However, we are going to make our best attempt at getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single night to help us with this goal. And if we see ourselves slipping or falling off track or struggling, we're going to try to even push it 7 to 8, 7 to 9, something like that to help us get this goal. Now, the second thing that we're going to talk about is hydration. And this one is extremely overlooked. We know that when you are dehydrated, performance decreases by quite a lot. And so what we want to be able to do is make sure that we're getting a certain amount of water, and when we stop progressing, and maybe our pee isn't looking the way we want to, right? We're going to increase that water intake and help us with our deadlift and our performance in the gym. I'm also going to be taking 1 liquid IV every single morning, which will help me get in my electrolytes to ensure that I'm properly hydrated when it comes to training. And if you don't know what liquid IV is, that's all it is. It's electrolytes. It's going to help us get hydrated faster than it would be to just drink plain water. So we're going to be shooting for 50 ounces of water, 1 liquid IV every single day. So we've got 6 to 8 hours of sleep. We have 1 liquid IV. We have 50 ounces of water. Now let's talk about nutrition. When it comes to nutrition, when it comes to getting stronger with nutrition, a lot of people only look at training variables. What are the things I need to adjust with my workouts? But you could very easily just increase the amount of calories that you're consuming, and that helps you become stronger. That is something that I've been able to do over the past 6 months that have helped me went from a 500-pound deadlift to a 540-pound deadlift, is changing my nutrition and increasing it when I feel a plateau start to occur. So what we're gonna be hitting is 2,500 calories every single day, and we have protein macros. If that's something you're interested in and learning about, we can go over that in this channel, but we're going to be hitting 2,500 calories, making sure we hit our macronutrients, and if we need to, we will make adjustments to that. We're also going to be looking at intra or pre or post workouts to see how that changes our results in the gym. If we need to and we feel like we're struggling when we're doing our workouts, we're going to look at before and during. And if we feel like we're not recovering properly or extremely fatigued, we're going to look at afterwards to see if we can continue to see results in the gym. So that's what we're going to be doing nutrition-wise. And finally, training-wise. Now, there are a few things that we are actually going to adjust on our end. And the reason why is because I have a coach that's going to be helping me with this. So he is going to be making sure that my sets, my reps, my RPE percentages or prescribed RPEs are good. I am going to be taking care of a few other things. So a lot of times as you're an athlete, you expect the coach to do everything for you, and that's not what we're going to do. We are going to take ownership and say, here's what he has given us and what are the adjustments that we can make to get the best results. And so a few of those things are, number one, obviously is the weight on the bar, and he has a little bit of control in that because of the RPE, but making sure that we're increasing over time, Second thing is rest times, and this gets extremely overlooked. We are going to keep track of our rest times in our workouts, and if we feel like we are struggling to continue to progress, we're going to increase that slowly. So right now we're going to shoot from anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes in between each set, and if we need to, we will push it to 4 to 6, 5 to 7, and we'll continue to increase that in between each set of our big movements to help us progress specifically in the deadlift, obviously. And finally, we're gonna be talking about intra-nutrition during our training. I mentioned that with nutrition segment of the adjustments that we're gonna be making. However, when it comes to training, you can drink things like Gatorades during that time period, which is going to give you electrolytes and also carbohydrates. And we also could even look at including more carbohydrates during it. So people sometimes carry around candy, and that will give them quick, simple sugars, and that will allow it to get into the bloodstream and make you feel better while you're doing your workout. So that might be something that we look at if we plateau in our journey to 600 pounds. All right, so I'm very excited to have you guys through this journey, and I'm excited to do this channel, and I want to finish with this. Somebody a long time ago told me that I could never hit 500-pound deadlift, like somebody that I really looked up to, and it really bothered me at the time. And I imagine some of you guys are like 600 pounds, and you're only doing 540. But look, I believe in my head that if I can adjust my mindset, and if I can figure out how to truly believe that I can do this, which I do, I will achieve this goal. Because I did the same thing with 500. I've done the same thing in all the other areas of my life, and I know that I can do the same thing here. I've seen other people do it, and I know I can too. So whether you believe in me or not, we're gonna make it happen. It's just a matter of when. So hope you enjoy this video. I look forward to shooting the next one for you, and chat soon. Peace.